Hello, you beautiful dears. Okay, so actually seeing the sunset is really nice, and being in the pool is really nice, yet a little bit cold. And I want to invite you to something. And that invitation basically is becoming very silent and very still for a moment, and really moving to your heart. And really stepping into the, let's call it, into the frequency field of your heart. And also into, let's say, a very free and just flowing water, which is aura, which is basically like water. So imagine your whole awareness field as water. And basically it is like that. It is water. And it's been infused with information. So many people have put their information in there. At first your mother and your family and the society surrounding them, and then the teachers and school and everything you saw in the media, everything you ever listened to, every song, and your subconscious. And that's the very crazy thing. Your subconscious listened to everything of it, to every single word, and it even listened to more. It listened to the frequency. It listened to what was actually said, because so often people say things and what their field says is just something very different, or is something slightly, but fundamentally different, because even a slight difference is something very fundamental. So this is what you have learned. This is what the water has learned. The water, that is your field, your cell consciousness, your system. So there were ideas brought to that water, brought to your mind, brought to your emotional and mental system, brought to your physical body. Even your physical body, started to believe certain things. And what you actually believe in today, that this is really what you believe in, that this is your free thought, is actually more, and this is just very normal, more the thoughts that somebody else, a system, a structure, a community, a collective field already thought for you. It might be way less your thoughts or your path or your truth or your reality than you actually think. So Wanja has made that amazing post in German. I'm tuning more and more into English. Like I'm very pro in my mother tongue, and I love it very much. I'm really a master in writing and in using the frequency, and it's just a step of expanding even more, mastering a different language and then tuning into that, and also integrating that frequency. So I hope it's okay to just, or I hope it reaches all people it is meant to reach today. So he did that amazing post about selling, and that everything in him is directed to selling. And I mean, it's very interesting, because in human design he's a 4-6, so he is a networker, and in his vehicle, in his physical body is ruled by intention, the 6. So basically it is, listen to it pretty well, it is bringing an intention, bringing a frequency into the network. So actually, basically his post was a very, very strong expression of, I want to live, and I do live. And I have a huge and big yes to life. And I have a very huge and big yes to charity and to networking and to giving, actually. And very big yes to giving is also receiving, taking, having a big yes to taking. Because, you know, people who really believe and they are good givers, you know, and they don't need anything and they don't take, and taking is not good, they actually don't really give a lot. They give to exhaustion. Everybody takes something. Even someone who doesn't take any money, he takes something from you. And sometimes he takes even more than somebody who takes a lot of money. And he takes perhaps even sometimes something from you that should not be taken from you. So, and probably I'll shift in German quite soon. So, we're all here for something. And we are all here taking something. It is not true that we are not taking, and it is not true that we could be here without ever taking. And what has been taught to many of us, to actually a whole humanity, not to all of that humanity, but to the most part, that those who take a lot, that they will probably something like not end in paradise. And you know, it is only because there are a few people who want to take a lot, way more than the many on that planet. And if they tell the many that, you know, taking will not lead you to paradise, it will not lead you to Eden, then you will be the giver and they will take. Because actually the big play is not happening in between of you and in between of me. It is in between of consciousness and faith and belief. And so we're here and we're here to take. We're here to take that world. We're here to take our lives. We're here to take our breath. We're here to take our places and our space. And we're here for the equilibrium. We're here for a synergy in a huge, big, worldwide community of people. But that community of people, of free people, of a free humanity, will not grow because you only donate yourself. Because you not traveling abroad, you know? Because you not charging high prices. That humanity will just not wake up. I really don't believe in that. By, you know, we still project on money that money is the problem. We still, wow, I was just, there is water coming out, you know, like a woo. So this world will just really not heal by people projecting on money that money is the problem. Money is just enhancing the values people got. and the frequency in which people stand. And good people and good frequency, enhanced by money, is the best thing that could just hit that planet. So you really thinking that taking and receiving is really something different? You really thinking that there are so many differences that actually are not there? You really thinking that someone charging, I don't know, 30K or 100K or 10K for a good product is the problem, or not the way is the problem in itself? Without that it is a problem, it is not a problem. You not owning your space, you not getting that you are selling something all the time. You're selling an idea, you're selling a belief, you're selling a picture of yourself, you're selling a solution, you're selling a projection. And not only on me or on your parents or whatever, you're selling a projection on that whole world and that whole humanity. And you not taking care of the projection is, let's say, it's not a problem, but it is something where it might be better to become a little bit more conscious. You becoming more conscious of what you send out there, of what you believe in. You not believing in thriving. You not believing in that everybody on that planet can be free. You not getting it, that there are people that really want to believe, that want you to believe that this is not possible. Yeah, and what does the devil do? He really brings the separation into the tribe, into the community, into the people, into humanity itself. You know? The problem is not people thriving here. The problem is the belief that we cannot all thrive together. The problem is what is pictured there in the medias and all around. The problem is that someone told you one day you cannot have everything. That someday someone brought to the waters in your body that duality is a living thing right here. This is a problem without being a problem. It's just what it is. But it might be good to become a little bit more aware. You projecting on people who live their life, on anybody on the planet, that they should change anything. You not being aware of what you might change, of what you might stand up for, of what you might, believe, or better believe. Change in your beliefs. What are you believing in? This is creating that world. Your projection on that world. You. It's about you. It is about what do you believe? What do you believe? Do you really believe in freedom? Do you really believe in freedom? Do you really believe in peace? Do you really believe in protection? Do you really believe in abundance? Or are you only projecting on others or the world the lacking belief you got? Sometimes, you already know that I'm here for some clear words, and they are really meant in kindness because, get your own stuff done. Like, really get your own stuff done. It's just important. This is what will change the world, like really, really intensely. It will change the frequency, it will change your voice, it will change the mirror you are. And don't let only your small little subconscious mind trained to think in a very, very, duality way, in a way of really seeing duality everywhere. Let not that mind and that trained way of thinking rule your entire world and even affect the world of others. Become aware of what you are thinking and who taught you to think that, and what might be better and just, more serving for all of us to think that. It's incredible what people are able to do with their minds. It's incredible of how much we often think that we think our own thoughts, and actually it is just the thoughts that were, kind of given to the soup, like the herbs given to the water. Already in the womb, already with the first moment where we opened our eyes and we perhaps looked into the eyes of our mother or the doctor, and we instantly took their belief. So belief is creating that world. It's about belief. It's about belief. What do you believe? What do you believe? What do you believe in? What do you believe in? What do you believe in? Okay? So go for it. And this will free yourself. And then you will perhaps see how, and this is not a problem too. It's just very, very normal. It's like the path for all of us. How narrow-minded you were. How extremely narrow your whole way of thinking was set up. How much you thought in this or that. And then there is, the border. How deeply you thought in there is the right way or a wrong or a false one. And what that created. Your belief created your life. Nothing else. And life isn't like, this is like life is. This is life. Life is what we believe life to be. So take care of it. And you cannot take care of it for the world. You cannot do it for the world. You can only do it very genuinely and very in a very innate and beautiful, pure place. To free your own self. From the jail of your own mind and constructs. And it is not leaving the mind or losing the mind or, it is just training the mind to different thoughts, to a different way of thinking. It is training the mind, training the mind to match and to be a mirror of freedom, a mirror of peace, a mirror of abundance, a mirror of health, just very, very basically health, just very, very easily. How narrow-minded is that, still to think that really money is changing anything? That really something shifts if you, put a price, for example, to something or not. How narrow is that? Can you really get it for a second? How narrow is that? What people think about every day. Like their whole thoughts running through something that is really like so small. And it's, again, this is not, don't be ashamed when you, become more conscious and then you see how you thought and then you're like, oh my God, that was like really, I was really absolutely, I don't know, it got something super aggressive to think in a very narrow-minded way and then to project it to others or to the world or to even topics, or even building a philosophy out of that. So many people build their philosophies and what they think about the world really a huge pattern from just the small construct they were taught. Yeah, from that really little, super small, good people are like that, bad people are like that, people with money are like that, people who charge a lot are like that, people, who show themselves in a bikini are like that, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's really, my God. My God. I mean, are you a little bit free? At least like a little bit? This is kind of like wake up a little bit more. Wake a little bit more up, a little bit more. It will be very, 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 very nourishing and serving and good for you and for everybody who surrounds you. For everybody. Ask questions. Take different perspectives. Someone coming to bring more water. So, yeah, ask questions. Or just, look at things a little bit more open. Stay in silence until you really, sense it. And everything you really, you sense at first is you sense your own belief systems. This is what you first do. You believe something about something. It's triggered through someone or something in that world. And basically, and this is really, it has a kind of awful, terrifying side somehow. Basically, people like and they love what they are used to and know. And then they think, oh, what I like, what I love is especially good or pure, this is right. But it's actually just what you were trained to. And sometimes you even trained yourself to it by, I see things in the world that I don't like or that don't feel good to me, so I choose the exact opposite of it. I mean, which level of freedom is that? It's not freedom. It's not freedom at all, actually. So you build up your life and your vision really on a construct. And this is normal. We all do that. Our brain does that. And perhaps it's time for you. And don't feel ashamed. We all do that, Me too. I was really...
Is it knocking again?
What?
He was knocking again.
Knocking again? Oh, I am still naked. So everybody does it. It's very, very normal. You grow up, you see the world, you see the parents and so on and the system. And then either you love it and you align to it, or you choose the opposite of it. Mostly your brain does that. So go for it. And free your thoughts and free your mind. And look with kindness on yourself and also on others. And perhaps you just do it right now, that very bold step of sometimes staying a little bit more silent and thinking first. Before you think you have thought, but actually you didn't think anything, it was just your program activated. And this is not thinking, this is just being on autopilot. And mostly people don't even get when they're on autopilot. But you probably get now, get it now a little bit more, or, if not, you would probably not listen to that video, because you would just like feel rejected by it and just, not drawn and attracted by it. So have a very good night. and eclipse, and I will make that bold move, you know. I just tell something about my offer. I tell something about not even my offer. I tell something about what I do. And you can do it with me or not. So in all of that year of eclipse, it's about that basically. It's about changing the way of how you think about things. And you know, thinking is really the key. It is not thinking. It is thinking in a new way, thinking in a different way. Kind of gardening your awareness and your consciousness, creating your awareness and your consciousness in a new way that is way more easy, way more fertile, way more relaxed, way more light than how you did it before. So this is a journey, and in 1 week, in 6 days, the first step will begin, and it will be Eden, the first of 7 signature programs. Basically, it will be in German, a little bit of English, but basically it will be in German, and there it is. Hope to see you there, and if not, just wherever, whenever, and yeah, just let it open your heart. Don't feel ashamed, you know, don't feel guilty, don't feel like resentful. I mean, you can feel all that. It's not about not feeling it, but you know, don't let it bother you or affect you. It's just normal. We all are on that path. Your brain does that. It just works that way. So, you know, it's kind of normal and natural. And yeah, but you can really become the leader. So, you know, also being a leader, we are all leaders. I mean, you know, at least you're leading yourself, or it would better, you know, better be you a little bit more consciously lead yourself. So, see you there. Have a very good night, and see you soon.